Hi there, my name is Abbas and I run the Optical Mentor Program. Now, the whole point of this podcast is to help you grow your businesses to be as successful as they can be, just as I've done with my practice in central London. How are we going to do this? I'm going to be giving you hints, tips, sales processes, systems and processes that you can implement to make your lives easier, for your shops to work smart, not hard, and grow your businesses to be as successful as they can be. So please share with other owners or other business owners that you feel could benefit from this, and let's grow together. Today's podcast is on giving back and how it relates to our optical practices. So when I say giving back, what do I mean by giving back? So there's a number of different ways giving back can be done. Now, I'll give you an idea with regards to myself. Every year I set myself 5 or 6 goals in order for me to follow and to achieve by the end of the year. You know, obviously some of them are related to wealth, health, so on and so forth, family. But one of the biggest ones for me is charity. Now, when I say charity, what do I mean? So charity is obviously a form of giving back. But charity doesn't necessarily mean, waving a £50 note and giving it out to somebody. There's different forms of charity. So it can come in the case of time. Yeah. So when I say giving back, I'm talking about giving up your time in order to go help you out. So as an example, we have a Sunday school, in our community that is run, and all of the teachers are volunteers and they're giving their time to help back out. The sports coaches in our community teams, they're all giving up their time in order to give back. And that is essential, and it's key because one, it helps to grow the community. 2, it's helping people out. And 3, it's just great that they do that. And I'm so proud of you all. As I said, so you've got time, you've got cash. Yeah, you can, if for example, your business is making a good volume of money, the ability that you have to do, and this is up to yourself or not, whatever you want to do, you have the ability to give out donations where appropriate. Another way is knowledge. So you can give back with regards to the knowledge that you have. And by being a coach, being a mentor like we are at the Optical Mentor, and we're giving up, our knowledge and giving up our time in order to help other people back, where they can grow their businesses in whichever way they need to do. And obviously the 4th is service. Now, service is key. And we are very, very fortunate with regards to the profession that we're in. So being optical, being in the optical industry, every single day that we go into practice, we're coming across people, the general public. And when the general public come into us, what are we doing? We are hoping to look after their eyes. Whether you're in the dental business where you're looking after their teeth, when you're in the medical services, or you're a nurse, or you're a pharmacist, anything that you're doing, you're giving back to help somebody through the services that you provide. So, you're doing great work. Every time that you're coming across an older person and you're spending that 5 minutes to chat to them about how their day was and so on and so forth, again, you're giving back, because sometimes they don't have the opportunity to come across people on as much of a regular basis as we do when we're in working world. But in our optical practices especially, every time that somebody comes in and you give them, a fit of good health, saying that, your eyes are looking fantastic, they're looking superb, it puts a smile on people's faces and you're giving back. Somebody comes in with broken glasses and you help to solve their visual problems, and you help to solve the problem that they have, that they've got no glasses. You are giving back. Every time that someone comes in and they've got muscle imbalance in their eyes and everything else, and everything's going wrong, and sometimes just a pair of glasses can help to resolve everything. I had a lady who came in the other day and she was getting vertical diplopia, and she said to me, "Oh, you know what, since I've had this cataract operation, everything is all a bit all over the place." And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm going to have to diagnose and I'm going to have to prescribe Prism. And what am I going to do? As in, Prism is one of the most difficult things ever to do. And I'm like, oh no, please. All it was just correcting her astigmatism. And she walked out so happy. And it was probably the first time in a long time where, for example, she was able to smile related to her eyes. And sometimes that's all it needs. It's just about, as I said, giving your time, giving your services, providing your knowledge, and there you go. But in this case, rather than giving out cash, you're taking in cash, which is always a positive. Now, what's the bonus of that? So if you think about it, every time that within your practices, the more that you try to grow your practice, the more that you do physically grow your practice, and the more revenue you take in, the more it gives you the ability to contribute back. Now, how do you do that? So it's a case of looking at your financial numbers. So if your financial numbers are working in the right way, what it allows you to do is that if you want to, it allows you to give a portion of your cash across to charity or some form of helping other people out, whether it be a donation, whether it be sponsoring a football club, anything that you do, you're giving back to people. If you can organize your time effectively in the practice, what it does is it allows you to free up time to go and help somebody else out, to go and run and support that football club that needs it, or netball club or whatever that you are doing in the community to help other people out. There's so many different ways that you can help people out. And, as I said, time is probably the biggest one. And how do you sort out your time? You organize your time. Some people say, oh, I don't have time to do this. Book out an appointment. If you book out an appointment, it will force you to do something. Organizing your team members, delegating work to them. Yeah, all of these are key elements of leadership. If you can delegate your time out to people, what it does is it allows you, or delegate time effectively, or delegate tasks effectively more like, what it's doing is it's freeing you up to do the things that you want to do. And sometimes some of those things, as I said, giving back to people. Now us, as I said, the Optical Mentor, what we did was that last night in London, a few of us optical practices owners, we came together and we helped to distribute a number of packages to the homeless people. Now in these packages they had, so it was sponsored by Hand on Heart, and we went out alongside Hand on Heart. And it's always worth looking out for this charity because they help the homeless in the UK, and they spread across England, not just across London. But what we did was obviously it was a walkathon. So it was slightly different. So these packs, they contain, as I said, all of the key ingredients that people need to last over the winter. So we walked around handing out these bags. So at the end of the evening, really enjoyable evening, I'm not going to lie to you, good fun. What we did was I asked each one of the other optical owners, give me one word that would describe how you felt about this evening. And these were the words that came out of it and how they can relate within our practices. So number one was gratification. And gratification says it all. We should be grateful for everything that we have. As owners, we should be grateful for, as I said, the shops that we have, the people who have working within it, as well as the customers coming through the door. So no matter what happens, whether you have a bad day, whether you have a good day, no matter what happens, you should always be grateful for what you have. Number two was satisfaction. So it's very, very satisfying when you do this. When you know that you've given your time and you're helping people out, it's an amazing feeling. And as I said, this is what we do in our practices every day. So you need to be making sure that every single day you are feeling satisfied with what you did. So, one of the biggest whys for me is helping people out, So that's one of the reasons why I went into the health industry, into optics especially, because I'm helping people out on a regular basis. And that's what I'm saying. It's a satisfying feeling doing that. And you need to be making sure that, as I said, you are celebrating your wins. So your team members see how satisfying it is for you. And obviously that enthusiasm and that joy and energy will go across to them, and they'll do the same thing. So make sure that, as I said, you're always feeling that satisfaction, because it's a great feeling and it needs to be done. Number three, falafel. Falafel? What is falafel? So what we mean by that is that after, as I said, some of us owners, we went for dinner after. And over a falafel, we spoke about different things with regards to our practices. And this is the importance of a community. Because as I said, this is what we do in the Optical Mentor. We have group coaching, but it allows us to get together as a team and discuss certain issues that we have had, going forward in the last month, so on and so forth, and how we can grow our practices. And one of the things that we really spoke about was marketing and digital marketing. And this is one of the key elements that I think all practices require, and where a lot of practice are falling down. So as I said, if you do need any help with regards to that, it's definitely worth reaching out to me. You can contact us on the contact us page of the Optical Mentor, or as I said, you can just drop us an email, however you prefer. But at the end of the day, as in, what it did was it gave us the ability to sit down and discuss different things. And when he said falafel, it wasn't the actual physical falafel that he meant, but it was more the discussion that we had relating to it. Number four was working alongside other leaders. So when we went out, there was 3 groups of us, and we split up into 3 groups. And there was a group leader who was leading us. Now, the group leader was from Hand on Heart themselves. And what they were doing is they were directing us, and they were explaining to us with regards to how we should work and which directions we should be moving in, and literally a structure for us to follow. And it's very important for us to make sure that we are working alongside or speaking to other owners outside of the optical industry as well, not just inside, but alongside speaking to other optical owners, because you can learn so much with regards to how different people work. So someone in the city might work very differently compared to somebody in the suburbs. Somebody up north might work very differently compared to somebody in the south, east, west, etc. So when they said as in working alongside others, this is what they meant. 5, enjoyment. Whenever you do something, try and enjoy it as much as possible. There are going to be times, don't get me wrong, where you don't enjoy doing something specific. But if you can try your level best and you can get yourself into a mode of thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm going to make the most of this, I'm going to enjoy this as much as I can, you will succeed. And that's what happened, as in it was an opportunity for everyone to go out. It's Christmas time, it's coming to Christmas time, just go out and enjoy yourselves. Let loose, relax. And as I said, what other better environment than being in the central London, walking around, talking to random people? What else could you ask for? But yeah, it was great. Number 6, stretching out of your comfort zone. This is what somebody actually said. Now, stretching outside of your comfort zone is amazing, because if you think about it, generally day to day, we get so stuck in our comfort zone, and we never want to really get out of it. And we think to ourselves, yeah, you know what, as in like, what I'm doing is fine. I don't really want to go any further. Get out of your comfort zone and it will push you to do more. Going out and actually physically speaking to these people and saying to them, oh, look, how's it going? What are you up to? Why are you in this situation? It's a great feeling, but it's putting you out of your comfort zone as well, because you're not used to doing that. You don't know how they're going to respond. You don't know if they're going to respond like, oh, what are you talking about? Or what are you doing? All of them were really nice. But what I'm saying is, before you get into that position, you don't know what to expect. And this is what he meant by coming out of your comfort zone. And the same thing in your practices. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to try something new. Do something different. Try and impress the customer in a different way. Whatever it may be. Whether it be like, doing ortho-K lenses. Setting up a dry eye clinic. Doing post-operative cataracts. Anything that you're going to do to try and progress and to try and grow yourself, why not? Go out there and get a brand which you think, oh, you know what, it's such a colorful brand. Will it work for us? Try it out. If you don't try it, you don't know, but you have to get out of your comfort zone. I don't even know what numbers I've got to now. But the next one was role models. Now, this was my one. And my group leader, she's a 16, well, she's probably 17 now, but she used to do work experience with me. Now, she is the daughter of the co-founders of Hand on Heart. And I've seen this girl grow up. And for me, she's one of my role models. Now, you lot are thinking, well, you're like 42, you're such an old boy, and you got a role model at 16, 17. Well, what it shows is that every single person that you come in contact with can be a role model to you. And what I mean by that, well, you can learn something from everybody. When I looked at this young lady, you know what? She's great. She's like, she's confident, she's intelligent, she's organized, she's friendly, she wants to enjoy herself. She's got all of the attributes to being such a great person. And this is where we can learn from these individuals. As I said, whether they're 17, whether they're 42, whether they're the cleaner in your shop, whether they're just the optical advisor, whether they're the optom. This is an opportunity for you to speak to them and learn different things. Yeah, look at the way that they behave. Look at the way that they interact, and we can learn so much. In the digital age now, all of these youngsters, they know everything about these phones. They know everything about iPads. They know everything about technology. They've got so many different ideas. But if you don't speak to them, and if you don't give them the opportunity, and if you don't think of them as a role model or a potential role model, you'll never learn from them and never gain the fruits which they can give you. So that was mine, role model. And the last one struck home the most was someone said, again. And what they meant by that is that they want to do it again, and they want to do it again, and they want to do it again. And the same thing in our practices. Look, every day, make sure that you provide the best customer service that you physically can to make sure that that customer comes back again. When you go, you work hard, you push yourself, you try and make as much money as you can. You know why? Because it allows you to give charity again. It allows you to, distribute your time, delegate your jobs effectively, so you have more time to go and help other people and to give back. So, that term just, smashed it, again, and keep going, keep working hard, and keep on having the ability to make sure that you can, as I said, provide as much charity as you can to everyone else. So I hope you all enjoyed that podcast. Slightly different one with regards to giving back and how you can help your communities. But remember, in your shops, it's the same thing. Give back, give your time, give your knowledge, give your expertise, within reason, give your cash where you can, give your services, whether it be to your community, whether it be to a school in your community, whether it be to, anybody. People can learn from you and you can learn from them. So take the opportunity, make the most of it, and always where you can, help the needy. Hope you enjoyed the content, and more importantly, hopefully there's 1 or 2 tips in there which you think, yeah, you know what, I can implement that in my practice to help me grow my business to be as successful as it can be. So please please share with your fellow professionals. And if you want to know more about how the Optical Mentor can help you grow your business, please link in the bio and we'll be happy to reach out and have a conversation to see where we can grow together.